Friends, let me continue the story of suicide as Nehru wanted to impose on this great country. The Nizam of Hyderabad, which was one of the largest of states in those days in India, apart from the what you now call the Uttar Pradesh, United Provinces, it was called in those days. This Nizam wanted to break away for the time and then join Pakistan, possibly, I don't know. Nehru was opposed to bringing this Nizam into the totality, into the integrality of this country. Well, Munshi, the great K. Munshi, was the governor of that state in those days, soon after our achievement of independence. Munshi was prevented from using military force. The Nizam was obstinate. He didn't want, under any pressure, to join India. Munshiji wanted to use military force. Nehru said no military force. Munshi was a very clever patriot. He said, well, if you don't want military force, I will call it police action. He simply substituted it by one word, police action. Now, thousands of the so-called Razakars, the hooligans, the miscreants, the separatists let loose by Nizam were either liquidated or killed or they were caused to be dispersed, and Hyderabad came under the Central Union. Nehru opposed the liberation of India, which had been captured by the Portuguese. Very much later, it also was integrated. Now it is a union territory. Goa, Diu Daman, Puducherry, these are all union territories now. Travancore was also brought under the Indian Union. The Mysore Maharaja, Jaisamraj Wadiyar, was one of the first few to join the Indian Union voluntarily, although people like K.C. Reddy and other people wanted to claim themselves as liberators of the former Mysore to be integrated with the rest of India. The Congress had not much of a play to pay in those days. The Maharaja was not unpatriotic, unlike the Nizam. So this was the story. In this picture, what did the Kashmir ruler do? How did Kashmir figure? Kashmir was in three parts. There was a small place, a territory called the Kashmir Valley, full of lakes and natural beauty and all that, but mostly inhabited by Muslims. There was a larger Jammu area, majority Hindus. Srinagar being the capital of Kashmir, being located not in Kashmir but in Jammu, and a very much larger area called Ladakh with a province called Leh, where the river Sindhu originates. Together, all these constituted the territory called Jammu and Kashmir. Sheikh Abdullah wanted to break away. He was just a nobody in those days. Nobody knew him also. There are rumors, I cannot prove, although it's a strongly felt sentiment everywhere. Somehow Nehru and this Sheikh Abdullah were connected by blood. Possibly both of them had Mughal blood in them. I cannot, for obvious reasons, tell you more about this. Nehru wanted this Sheikh Abdullah to enjoy as much of a status as he himself enjoyed by crooked means, by beating Gandhi and capturing the position of the first Prime Minister of India. And therefore, he became a great obstacle in the process of integration of Kashmir with the rest of India. But who was the ruler? The ruler was Raja Hari Singh of a Dogra family. Kashmir has always been ruled by Hindu rulers, except for a short while. In the 8th century, soon after the death of Prophet Muhammad, a 17-year-old lad, a mere lad without mustaches possibly, called Qasim, he invaded India, large territories of Kashmir, Rajasthan, what you call Rajasthan today, up to Bombay, Kalyan, they were all captured, and he initiated the process of forcible conversion, a large scale arson and loot. Muhammad bin Qasim, he was the mischievous. But even then, there were Hindu rulers in the totality of Kashmir up to 10th century. Bilhana's great Rajatarangini gives a complete history of Kashmir from the originality, from the days of Kashyapa up to the day when he wrote the history. And therefore, there was never a Muslim rule in that country, but Sheikh Abdullah wanted this Hindu ruler to be removed and himself to be appointed as the next heir to the rulership of this country. How could this happen? Raja Hari Singh was a weakling. His son, his adopted son or foster son, Karan Singh, is still alive. He is speaking now, very vocally. He is now speaking after 70 years. He should have spoken at the time of the integration or disintegration. He did not. I'll mention his contradictions a little later. Hari Singh, like the Maharaja of Travancore and the Nizam of Hyderabad, was toying with the idea of a separate Kashmir state with the misnomer of liberty bestowed on the princely states by the British people. But that was a dangerous thing. He didn't want to join either Pakistan or India. He wanted to be independent. But Sheikh Abdullah had started mischief. India was bifurcated, truncated, and the mischievous Pakistani rulers of those days wanted to swallow Kashmir and get it merged with their own territories. That was not the ruling of the Radcliffe Committee. When India was bifurcated, the British had appointed a committee called Radcliffe Committee to demarcate the line of distinction, the international border between Pakistan and India. And then, there's one more point I have to say. The British had given freedom for even the provinces within the present Pakistan either to remain independent or join with India or Pakistan. Balochistan, for example, Pakistan, for example, Waziristan, for example. There are other, Punjab, for example, Sindh, for example. All these together now have constituted Pakistan. Then, the more important thing that most people forget is this. There was the idea of plebiscite. Plebiscite meant self-determination. The Pakistani provinces or the Indian provinces, they could have a plebiscite. In the meantime, Jinnah, who was not a true Muslim, he was neither a patriot nor an important figure in the national movement. He participated nothing, he had no role played in the independence of India, in the fight against the British people. Somehow he shot up as a figure like an upstart crow from somewhere. He was antagonized by Gandhi and he created a feeling of fear among the Muslims that with Gandhi's bhajan and Ram bhajan, his fakiri attitude, his ashram concept, Brahmacharya, all these would destroy the Muslim identity in India. Therefore, he invented a two-nation theory. This two-nation theory is responsible for the present-day Pakistan as well as the Kashmir problem. Muslims and Hindus are not one nation, they are two separate nations, they say. And then when the Radcliffe Committee demarcated the border between India and Pakistan, and when large territories of the present day Kashmir, 1/3 of Kashmir, was captured by force by Pakistani rulers, they said the tribals had invaded Kashmir. It was not the army of the Pakistan, but everybody knew it was Pakistan which did. This Radcliffe Committee did not allot Kashmir into the region of Pakistan. What did Radcliffe Committee say? The independent princely states or separate provinces within the present day Pakistan could either join this country or that country. They wanted plebiscite. Raja Hari Singh, in this confusion, did not understand what was happening. It is unfortunate if the rulers do not understand the precarious condition of their own states. If they don't understand, if they don't have a far-sighted policy of the future of the country and the rest of the geographical location of this country, it would spell great tragedy as it did in this present case. Unfortunately for Nehru, he wanted to dethrone Raja Hari Singh and hand over Kashmir on a platter, silver platter, to this bloody, I'm sorry to use this word, Sheikh Abdullah. In this melee, something happened. When the Pakistani army captured parts of India, Nehru, against the advice of Patel and many other people, went to the United Nations Assembly with a complaint that they must decide whether Kashmir had to join India or Pakistan. Raja Hari Singh, in the meantime, under tremendous pressure from Patel and other people, had signed what is now called the Instrument of Accession. The Instrument of Accession was a record wherein the ruler of the erstwhile province would sign to say that I am willing to join this Indian Union, like Travancore, like Mysore, like Nizam and many other people. He did it. But Sheikh Abdullah challenged it by saying that the ruler did not voluntarily join India, the so-called Instrument of Accession, but under duress, and therefore the signing of the Instrument of Accession was not valid. The United Nations, unfortunately, was on the side of Pakistan in those days because of Nehru's communism and his antagonism with the European countries. The British people who had partitioned the country took their side with the Pakistani people and said, okay, you conduct a plebiscite. What did it mean in those days? Plebiscite meant not only for Kashmir, but for the rest of the Pakistan provinces also. And each of the state, in each of them, there had to be an election, a mandate had to be, a referendum had to be issued, and the people had to declare their loyalty either to this or that particular state. If that had materialized, it has not materialized so far, if that had materialized, there would not have been a Pakistan. Balochistan would have rebelled, Waziristan would have rebelled, Pakistan would have rebelled, Sindh would have rebelled, and Jinnah, who was astute and who was very sensitive to this political implication, said, I do not want to have a moth-eaten Pakistan. This is available in the records of All India Kashmir, All India Congress Committee records. I do not want a moth-eaten Pakistan, a patch here and a patch there and a patch there, and a far distant Bangladesh today. I don't want a moth-eaten. So they did not want to conduct a plebiscite there, but they wanted a plebiscite in Kashmir without fulfilling their part of the requirement. They wanted India to conduct a plebiscite, and for a long time Nehru and party fooled the rest of the world and this country, that a plebiscite had to be conducted. I'll be more explicit later.